In today's episode of Doing Life with me, Aura, I wanted to share with you some thoughts I was having about marketing. So I watched a video. Apologies, I can't remember who created this video, but the person said for him, in terms of doing online marketing for your business, there are three options. There was cold outreach, there was social media, and then there were ads. With ads, obviously you have to pay money. Social media, you may not necessarily need to. And with cold outreach, you may not necessarily need to spend money in sending the messages or contacting people, but you may need to spend some money in terms of figuring out who the people are to reach out to. So cold outreach has to do with directly reaching out to potential clients. Social media involves, for me, creating and sharing videos, posts, or other kinds of content that people would resonate with on platforms like YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, or Substack as well, which is one I'm actually getting more into and really enjoying. Then there's ads, putting money behind paid ads to get visibility on my business, on my products, on my services, and hopefully those leading to conversions. So people actually going ahead to buy from me. Now, each of them has pros and cons, and I'm going to go through a few of them and tell you what I'm thinking. So in terms of cold outreach, it could work for me, particularly for voiceover, because voiceover is an industry that relationships do matter a lot. But for me, that feels daunting. Just, reaching out to people and sometimes not getting a response by email, or just not even knowing who to reach out to and how to find them and how to be able to sustain a conversation beyond, hi, I'm a voiceover artist, hire me. It's just a thought there. That just feels a bit daunting for me. I think what I need there would be some clear system and maybe some automation to make the process just less overwhelming for me. Then we've got social media and content. That's where I kind of feel stuck, somewhat ironically. And that's because my challenge is not having a clear strategy of how to implement that and put information out there in a way that would drive leads to my business. Let me explain. I can create videos, for example, like this one I'm creating. I have different ideas and I use my social media for different things. And just how to structure things such that I'm able to create content that does promote my business, whether or not the content is actually promoting the business or sharing something from the business that could benefit people, and then as a result generating leads for people who want more access to me or more support from me, that sort of thing. Just figuring out that strategy hasn't been the most straightforward, but I am working on it and I'm learning, constantly learning, and hoping that somehow, some way, I'll learn how to do that and do that better. I've also heard that being a key person of influence for my business plays a huge part in actually getting work come through for my different businesses. However, it's just that thing of I'm many things to many people on my social media, and how to harness that. Do I create a completely new channel, or do I do everything on my current channel and then eventually if I need to move to a new channel? Still trying to figure all of that out. It does mean for me showing up regularly and consistently, which is something I need to do and I'm building back up. And then finally, there are ads. So ads are a bit tricky. I did try ads at some point in the past and I ended up wasting money because I just didn't know what I was doing or how to do it properly. So for that, it's learning what needs to be done and knowing how to do the ads online properly and being able to measure success on those ads so that you know whether you are benefiting from the ads. People are actually coming to your page and actually purchasing from you. That's the third thing. As for the businesses I'm working on, in case you are interested in it, there are three. One is my voiceover business. So that's me using my voice with things like e-learning, audiobooks, adverts, that sort of thing. Wherever a voice is required, there I am. The second is software business, still within the voiceover industry, but something to make editing voiceovers a lot quicker and easier. Then the third is teaching and coaching. So there are a lot of things I've learned over the years, as many people have, but I'm looking to treat that more as another business in terms of teaching people some of the skills that I have so that they can go ahead and use those skills for their businesses or for their lives in some way or another. I'm still figuring out how to package that, but I do think for that, social media all three could work quite well actually. Even the coaching, I think could work well in ads if I have a very clear win at the end for the customer who is looking to solve a particular problem that they have. So those are the three businesses I'm looking into: voiceover business, software business, and then teaching and coaching. I can definitely see how all the three could work quite well for teaching and coaching, but we'll see. For voiceover content would be useful, but I also don't want to spend all my time teaching how to get into voiceovers. I need to figure out another, would I say, content vehicle such that I'm providing value or entertainment and still also letting people know I'm available for work and this is stuff that I can do for them. For software, I'm still building it, so marketing will come later, but it is something I need to be thinking about as I'm building it, such that I know, well, first of all, how to get beta testers, and then also just put the word out there so that by the time I am ready to launch, I can easily access people who would be interested in the software that I'm creating. So now the big question for me is, which of these strategies should I commit to for each business? And that's something I'm still figuring out, but I'm hoping that in sharing this video anyway helps me just think through some of those options. And it might help somebody watching this who is trying to figure out what routes to take on in terms of marketing online. As I mentioned, the three options are cold outreach, social media marketing, and ads. If you do have any advice for me, please do leave those in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and I'd love to learn as well. So this is me just being vulnerable and sharing my journey with you, and hopefully we can all learn through the process. All right, check out the other video that'll appear on your screen, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.